This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I'm disgusted.
Wait, you got a case of the giggles?
No, I'm immediately before you started recording, you burped so loud into the microphone. It felt like it was you were burping inside my brain.
Who
I hate
cares?
that. I hate that so much.
We're not even in the same room. We're in the same borough now, but we're not in the same room. What do you care?
What do you mean we're not in the same room, Tom?
Like, what is a burp gonna do to you?
It's gonna
What are you,
gross
some
me out.
parent on Nickelodeon who's grossed out by burps and farts and slime? You know what? Nickelodeon never got real into fart stuff, huh? I think
No,
that was a
'cause farts
line
are
that they
gross.
wouldn't cross.
Yeah.
Wouldn't cross.
Yeah, they were more like boogers.
Yeah, boogers, snot, that was fine, but no farts, no poop humor at all.
And I appreciated it. And I got to tell you, Tom, as I
you know
grow,
what? I think it radicalized you, Tim, against fart humor and, well, no, there was a lot of belch humor.
Yeah, there was belch humor. As I get older, Tom, it disgusts me. I don't want to hear, like, most of the gross out humor that I used to, if not enjoy, tolerate. I just won't anymore. I can't. You know what? There's a lot of humor.
What a mature man.
There's a lot of humor that
I
isn't
just won't
gross
tolerate.
Out.
I will turn off the television and write a letter to the network.
No, it's not that. It's not that. Like I'm complaining when you do it right in my ear, but in general, like it's just not something that I enjoy, and it's not even like gross out humor or toilet humor anymore. I can't. There's a lot of like cringe humor I can't take. I caught a bit of. My new thing is watching movies as they air on television. Like,
I don't understand what that means.
I've signed up to
live movies.
No, I've signed up, like, rather than watching things on demand, sitting down and being like, I'm gonna watch this movie. I have a YouTube TV subscription. I don't recommend it. This is not an endorsement. I don't like it. And I will
Tim,
scroll through the
we've
channels.
been called out when we did the episode about Quibi. Somebody sent me like a long diatribe about like, wow, I can't believe you guys are doing,
Sponsored
ads,
content?
sponsored content that you're not even disclosing. And it's like, well, we talk shit about it the whole time.
We didn't say one good thing about Quibi.
Yeah. So YouTube TV,
That's what marketing is, though. Companies are like, guess what? We suck. Isn't that cool? And then me and the rest of my peers were like, yeah, Gen Z, we think that's cool. We think it's cool when a company owns itself.
You know what? I
Self-own.
I subscribe to YouTube Premium. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but I also don't think I could live without it. Because it just gets rid of the ads. I hate ads.
Yeah, I mean,
except our ads. I love our ads.
Yeah, I love our sponsors, Tom. I love
Well,
our.
no, I
You know what
do
I'm
like
really
our
into?
sponsors.
I'm into our promo codes. I think guide is a really cool code. And
Yeah, try
however
it
you
everywhere.
feel about the sponsor, just type in the word guide into a box or at the end of a URL. That's cool.
It feels like a secret, like you're at a speakeasy and they've slid open the little eye hole and they're like, you got the password? You're like, guide. And it gets you a discount in some places.
Yeah, I think they would. I think podcast advertisers would do well instead of promo codes. Call them passwords. Come on, secret passwords.
Use the secret password guide.
Yeah, secret password. So anyway, I scroll through the channels. It's linear TV, is what it is, Tom. It bundles up all the.
It's like a cable replacement.
Yeah, except it perversely costs more than cable now. It's remember when they were all like, oh, it's this is going to be great. It's going to be a la carte. You only pay for the channels that you need. It's not that anymore.
I initially signed up I misheard. I thought it was a la mode. With the scoop ice cream on the side. And
well,
boy, was I... Well, yeah, that's why I signed up to all these things. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. I'd love to watch HGTV, Home and Garden Television, with some ice cream.
Yeah. Oh, if all these apps were a la mode. Hey, I'd log into Netflix every day for my scoop of Rocky Road, baby. Is a la mode just vanilla ice cream?
I assume so. I mean,
because a la mode, they only say a la mode in like fancy joints, and fancy joints aren't like, and here's the 31 flavors that we have.
Right. You can get our Snickers M&M Fusion Crunch if you want instead of vanilla. No, it's always like vanilla bean.
Yeah. Which, all right, I'm in. I like vanilla bean. But, I mean, yeah, they screwed me, Tom. It's just like, oh, guess what? You have VH1 now. And it's like, I don't want to watch VH1. I've never wanted in my life to watch VH1. And they're like, oh, well, that's a shame because it's going to cost you $15 more a month, whether or not you want VH1. So
you're just complaining about your cable essentially now. That's what the show has come to.
No. So instead of watching movies,
I guess this is a TNTSYP episode. So there's nobody
Tim and Tom
new
solve
listening.
Your problems.
Yeah, they know what it means. Everybody's in the know. They know the passwords. So yeah,
See, I think we have 100% turnover in listens every week. I think everybody listens to one episode, they get disgusted, and then a new group of rubes come through the door the next week.
A new crop of rubes.
So I instead of like scrolling through Netflix or Hulu looking for a movie, I'm just like, let me see what's on, and I'll watch it from whatever point it's at, the way that we used to do in the olden days.
Right.
I stumbled upon Meet the Parents the other day. And that's not the Ben Stiller movie from like 2000, 2001.
The prequel to Meet the Fuckers.
Yeah, exactly. And Little Fuckers. They look, it's not gross out humor. It's just...
It's awkward humor.
And I'm watching this movie, Tom. I can't stand it. I don't... Tom... I used to like kind of enjoy that movie. Everything goes wrong for that man over and over, increasingly on top of each. Like, it can't get any worse for this guy. Well, and I was just like, I can't take this. This is not funny. This is. I don't understand why people think this is a good time. As I'm getting older,
is this what people refer to torture porn as? I've never seen any of the Meet the movies. But is it a lot of like, oh, he's getting himself into situations he shouldn't?
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit like some of it's his fault, but some of it is just circumstance.
Yeah, circumstance I'm fine with, but I don't like cringe humor where I'm watching somebody do something and it's like, oh, come on. Well, of course that's going to end up bad.
No, I mean, the deck's stacked against Greg Fokker from the get-go, Tom.
Yeah.
And, I don't want no spoilers here, but he stumbles upon Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, Tom, you're never going to believe this, in a comedic role?
Yeah, I could. He's a good straight man.
Boy, Tom, I thought it was a laugh riot 20 years ago, 20 years ago. Now, it wasn't even uncomfortable. I was just like, oh, come on. This man doesn't deserve this. Why is this movie treating him this way? So it's not a burp or a fart that I'm taking offense to. It's just, a good man being... I don't know if he's a good man in the movie.
Right.
I don't know. So anyway, don't burp into the microphone. How are you doing this week?
At the end of that movie, he milks Robert De Niro, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Huh. Maybe I should watch this movie.
Yeah, you love milking videos.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm realizing today, Tim, that I think I got people in trouble Because
some like the cashier at the grocery store.
No,
Did you call the manager?
Listen, I know you're going to be mad at this, but I had no other recourse. None of the maintenance workers in my building have been wearing masks anymore.
Oh.
So I reported them to 311, and then I woke up this morning, and now there's like signs all over. But there are signs up all over addressing construction workers in the building, which there are none. And I think that must have been, they were like, oh, it's the construction workers. Or I'm like, no, it's the maintenance guys. It's the guy who's like outside my door every morning. And he's not wearing a mask. I don't like that. Have him wear a mask. That's all.
Did you call the police, Tom?
I didn't call the police. I just called 311, which is not 911. It's a third of 911.
Sometimes I call 311 about something, and they're like, oh, you got to call 911 about this. Let me connect you. And it's like, no. And I always have to hang up.
Wow. Oh, so you're making false calls to 911.
No, I'm not. I hang up before they connect me.
One of my, when I was a young boy, one of my cousins, when we would go down to my grandparents' like retirement house in North Carolina, he must have been like, I don't know, 4 years old, 3 years old. He would just call 911 as like a joke.
That's a common thing, because like you got to figure a lot of kids are doing that, because 911 is, number one, a very simple number.
Yeah, it's very easy to remember. Yeah. Well, and this was in the days that Rescue 911 was gracing the airwaves. So
exactly. And was he also a big Fahrenheit 9/11 fan? Big Michael Moore head?
That movie had not come out yet, Tim. 9/11 had not yet happened. Not unfortunately. I guess fortunately, it had not yet happened.
Tom, did we talk about this real quick?
9/11? No, I don't think we've ever done an episode on it.
No, I'm not interested in that. But on Disney Plus, they show, this is me talking about streaming TV this weekend.
Yeah, apparently
on Disney
a
Plus,
very popular topic with our listeners.
They stream the entire Simpsons series.
Yeah, well, and they added the correct aspect ratio recently, right?
Yeah, which is really great. I didn't think it would make that big of a difference. It's nice. But they have these collections, like episode collections, because there's hundreds of episodes of The Simpsons. So they're like, oh, here's a sports collection, and it's all the sports-themed episodes. Here's the music-themed episodes, and it's all the ones with like famous rock stars that have guest starred on it.
Yeah, I didn't know they did that. That's nice.
And then there's a collection called Simpsons Predicts.
Oh, yikes. And
The Simpsons has like predicted stuff, like some of it benign, some of it like there's an episode as a joke where they flash forward to Lisa being president, and she makes a reference to President Trump.
Right.
And this was in like 1999 or whatever. And yeah. Like, oh, could you imagine? So like that's like, but one of the episodes that they have in the Simpsons Predicts Disney Plus vertical is the city of New York versus Homer Simpson. It's where the Simpsons go to
New York
City.
Yeah.
But what they predicted was Bart at one point, and this came out I think in 1999.
Yeah.
Holds up an advertisement for a bus ticket to New York, and it has the Twin Towers, and it says $9. And I think there's an airplane in it too, also. And it's him and it's like, and then the internet ran with this. It was like, look, the Simpsons predicted 9/11.
Yeah.
From this one weird screenshot where it says 9 and the Twin Towers make up the 11.
Right.
In the ad that Bart holds up. But
there I'm looking at the screenshot. There isn't a plane, but yeah, it says $9, and then it's got, right next to it the Twin Towers that look like an 11.
But Disney Family-friendly Disney was just like, hey, they predicted 9/11 on The Simpsons. Let's throw it in this Simpsons Predicts. Because, like, there's nothing else in that episode where it's like, oh, they predicted that, you know, we'd go to war with Iraq or whatever. You know, like, well, I guess that's not funny either.
Right. I mean, none of the examples you've given have been very funny.
Yeah, they've all just ended in tragedy.
Well, I think that one of the like funny ones is that they predicted that Disney would buy Fox at some point.
Right.
So things like that. Yeah, sure, that's funny. It's not just all tragedies.
Yeah. So anyway, I think a lot of kids call 911 because 911 is also a number that they teach a lot of kids because it's the only number that a kid is ever reasonably gonna potentially have to dial.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, like they drilled into us what our home phone numbers were, and then 911. And like if you forgot your home phone number, call 911.
Yeah. If you see someone you don't recognize in your neighborhood, call 911.
It's got to be tough for kids nowadays because it's like, well, call one of your parents' cell phone numbers. And also, like, you're going to need to know the area code because, like, there's a lot of area codes now. You're going to need to remember 10 numbers instead of 7.
Kids got their own phone. They just put the numbers in the phone. Kids these days. Zennials.
With their own phones.
I'm so jealous.
I wish I had my own phone. I hope one day my parents let me get one.
Tom, it's a very special week. It's a landmark week.
Is it?
No, we're just going to answer some problems. We're going to solve problems in a segment called Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems.
We haven't done these in a bit. I feel like I don't know why. We've just had too many hot topics.
Yeah, we used to do, you know, occasionally at the end of an episode we'll solve one problem.
Right.
We did an entire Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems episode a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Because again, we've been bad at, I guess we're bad at producing a podcast.
Yes.
Where normally we'd be like,
I think most listeners would agree.
Yeah. We've only been doing it for 11 years. So there's there's a learning curve.
God, give us a break.
Just give us a chance. We'll learn. We'll rise to the occasion. We will
I know.
rise
I've
to
been
the
taking notes after every episode.
I've been listening back. Once we record an episode and release it, I listen to it 15, 20 times and oftentimes I can't find anything wrong with it.
I usually watch it like the way football coaches would make players watch, films of old games. That's the way I watch it. Projected on a screen.
Do you watch the waveform?
I just watch the waveform. A lot of times there's not even audio. I'm just looking at, the sounds.
Yeah, I put the visualization on iTunes sometimes, and I just watch that for hours at a time.
Yeah, that's also very good.
Yeah. It's one of these days we're gonna really come into our own as podcasters. But I guess if we were good at this, we would know, hey, always leave 10 minutes at the at the end of the episode.
Who has the time though?
Who has the time to think about to plan out, okay, here's what we're going to talk about and when in this hour?
In fairness to us, I do feel like it's tougher when we're not in the same place to keep track of time.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. We're 19 minutes in right now. I know exactly how much time.
I can't explain why that would be the case, but it is.
Tom, what do you think about doing shorter episodes?
Like how short? Like just a minute or two?
Yeah, mobisodes.
Oh, yeah, so people can listen to them on the go.
Yeah. Quibi style.
Yeah. Oh, quick bites.
Yeah. People just want a quick bite of us once a week. 45 seconds to a minute 15.
Right. While they're standing in line buying groceries.
Yeah. Once a week.
I'm all in.
All right.
Sound off in the comments.
Tom, this first problem comes to us from somebody named Dane. I know what you're thinking.
It's Great Dane.
Cook. No, it's
not. Oh, I thought it was a Great Dane.
Ooh, Marmaduke?
Yeah, I thought this might be from a dog, a big dog.
Well, the email address says marmaduke@milkbone.com. But it says, please don't use my real name. Please call me Dane.
I thought it would be at bigdogs.com. At bigdogtshirts.com.
Oh, that's cool. Imagine one of the big dogs from the Big Dog T-shirts was a fan of ours and wrote in.
I think there was just one big dog.
I mean...
All right. Anyway, what does the letter say?
From Dane. Hey, Tim and Tom. This is the first word.
We made fun of a normal man's name. A man, right?
I don't know.
Dane could be either, I think.
Yeah. Dane Judi Dench.
It's not what it is.
That's her name, right?
No. I'll explain after.
Hey, Tim and Tom. Ugh. Normally, I would never engage people in arguments on the internet, but the other night I was in a rare mood. Mood was all capitalized. I checked in on a popular neighborhood app that is usually very useful to me, and within moments, despite having never commented on anything before, found myself arguing with other people about what else? Fireworks. I had chimed in on another user's post and mentioned that fireworks are really bad for pets and people with PTSD, wildlife, and asthmatic folks. And as a spicy meatball, I added that America really has nothing to celebrate this year anyway. Record scratch noise. Tom, it's 1,000 degrees in the room I'm in right now. I apologize.
It's not coming through in the audio.
The letters that I'm reading, all these words, all the letters are just swimming around my screen. I can't make heads or tails of a lot of them. I encouraged people not to call the cops, however. Yeah. To lend credibility, I added that I have a background in environmental science, and all hell broke loose. Oh, people were relentless in mocking me for being stuck up to mention such a thing. I was so worked up, I ended up deactivating my account. In retrospect, I suppose fireworks are all people have left to enjoy, and I'm sympathetic to that, I guess. I should have just let it go, but last night it was my hill to die on. This came in July 5th, by the way. Okay. They've literally been going off every night for over a month, and it makes me sad to look at my scared cats. My problem is this. If you deactivate your account, it deletes your comments, but your name is still displayed. I'm nervous one of these fanatical fireworks freedom fighter types is going to track me down and mess with me, my apartment, or my stuff. Also, I cheated myself out of using this otherwise fine app. Any advice would be great. I know I kind of asked for it, but I was just so mad. Anyway, love you guys. Call me Dane if you read this. And then there's a paw print.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Well, then that makes sense why he was so upset about the fireworks.
Yeah. A lot of things here.
Yes.
Number one, what is this? Neighborhood.com? What was the thing? What's
Next Door.
Next Door. Neighborhood.com. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, Grandpa. Well, I type in neighborhood to the AOL search bar. Yeah, I mean, there's like Nextdoor, there's Citizen, there's a bunch of these apps now.
Citizen is all about like somebody got stabbed.
Yeah, Citizen is the only one that I have. Like, I don't have alerts turned on or anything, but sometimes I'll be like, oh, there's been a helicopter over my roof for 10 minutes solid. Yeah. It sounds like they're about, 10 feet above me. Let me see what's going on. And then you can look on there and it's like, oh, there was a shooting a block away and they're looking for a suspect. So it's like it's sometimes useful. But yeah, Nextdoor, I've never really used it, but as far as I'm aware, it's basically like, hey, what if we took all the things you hate about Facebook and we localized it? So instead of like your racist uncle you're hearing from, it's the guy next door to you.
Who also happens to be a racist.
Right. However, like, I'm very sympathetic to the fireworks thing. I am extremely lucky that I have no idea why my dog does not give a flying shit about fireworks or thunder. We had like insane hail recently, and that was the only time my dog's ever like looked at me and been like, hey, what's going on? Somebody throwing marbles against the window? You gonna do something about that, pal? Like, that's you.
You gonna kick this guy's ass or what, Tom?
Yeah, that's your department. Like, somebody's throwing things at our window. Go take care of that. But growing up, I my first dog was like inconsolable during fireworks and lightning and thunder. So I totally get it. Like, it is awful with animals. I don't understand what being an environmental scientist has to do with it.
Well, Dane also mentioned
I don't really know what environmental
they're bad
science
for wildlife.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I didn't know that they were bad for asthmatic folks, but that makes sense. It's
it makes
freaking
sense.
Smoke.
Yeah, I think that's a lower concern. I'm asthmatic, and I think that's a lower concern. Like, you have to be pretty close to the fireworks to be bothered by that, I think. And
Some
like, I mean, at least like I'm thinking in New York City, like local wildlife, it's like any local wildlife, they are immune to things like fireworks. It's like rats and raccoons that you could shoot and they would be like, that's all you got.
Yeah, I'm afraid of anything, any non-human that can survive in New York City.
Exactly. So like I don't think about it from that aspect. I mostly just think about it from household pets being traumatized by it. PTSD. Jesus, yeah. And like, I do not have PTSD, but there have been multiple times this week where like something has gone off so close to my apartment that like I like spring up like, oh my God, what happened? Like, it sounds like a bomb went off. And so I can imagine if you've been somewhere where actual bombs were going off, how horrible it is.
Yeah, this summer in New York City, there's been some professional grade fireworks going off pretty much everywhere all the time.
And I read it because I think we speculate. I forget if it was on this or our Patreon show, but we speculate about professional firework people like selling fireworks.
The Grucci's specifically.
Yeah.
You accuse those Grucci's, which I disagree. I don't want to get on the Grucci's bad side.
But I read a thing where they like followed around, like, or it was like a Vice thing or whatever. Like they went and like investigated, and it's like, nah, like we were there. Like somebody pulled up with a car and they like popped their trunk and they were like, hey, I got fireworks. I bought, and I went up to them and I asked, and they're like, yeah, I bought these from Pennsylvania and I drove them here. That's the end of the story. And I get it. Like, people are bored out of their minds, and like shooting off fireworks as far as COVID-19 is concerned is pretty safe because you're outside.
Mm-hmm.
However, it really sucks shit because they're very loud. And I always assumed we were under the impression as like a city and a country, like, hey, July 4th, go nuts. And like, if you want to shoot off fireworks outside of the 4th, that's fine, but don't do it at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Well, looks like New York City didn't get the memo. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think this person's... I recently got into... I'm not going to go into it. I've told you about this privately. Like, I recently got into a Facebook thing with a guy. It's useless. It's completely useless. Like, don't get into fights.
Never reply to anybody on the internet about anything for any reason.
Well, and the biggest thing is, if you don't reply to something, nothing will make somebody angrier.
Yeah, exactly. Because they'll keep checking it. Because if you reply and then they reply and then you reply, you're obsessively checking for their reply.
Right.
So just cut it off before that. Let them obsessively check for your reply. And you just walk away like the Joker and then hit that button and blow up the hospital. All right, Tom, on to the next question, the next problem.
These aren't questions. I don't know why you keep referring to them as such.
What do you mean? They're kind of questions.
I guess
they're all like, what should I do?
Yeah, well, the question's the same. It's what should I do?
I don't know what to do. Can you help me live my life?
Well, that's not going to encourage people to send in questions, Tim.
If you have a a question, Tom. If you have a question or a problem that you'd like us to solve, email us at thecompleteguidetoeverything@gmail.com.
Yes.
We're not going to still do that thing where we play the Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems theme song before every letter, right?
Maybe once.
Okay.
If people are lucky. And in which case they've already heard it. So I'm probably not even going to do it.
Otherwise, go buy a dang bottle opener.
We're not selling anything right now. I don't want to go to the post office.
Oh, never mind. You cannot get a bottle opener that plays the Tim and Tom Solves Your Problem theme song. This one comes from an anonymous Englishman, Tom.
Oh.
Do you think it's Sting?
I think it's Prince Andrew.
Ooh. Wait, which one is Prince Andrew?
He's Epstein's pal.
Oh, he's all mixed up in that unpleasantness.
Yeah, is this email like the FBI wants to talk to me, but I don't know if I should do it.
No, but
me mum says I shouldn't.
This email isn't great, or is it? I would say this isn't great. Dear Tim and Tom,
great! I can't wait to hear it.
A returning listener here. So like this guy's loyal. He's great.
He's listened to at least one episode before this.
Might be Gordon Sumner himself.
Might be Gordon Ramsay himself.
Hey, he would never be able to keep anonymous.
No.
He'd yell about, "Whoa, oi,
It's
Gordon.
raw.
It's raw." Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A returning listener here. I've been on a 5+ year hiatus. I don't know why I stopped downloading the show, but I am back.
Great.
And hooked. This guy took 5 years off. We should have taken 5 years off.
Would have been nice.
I started listening to the podcast right from the beginning when you discussed the big issues of the day, like how cute are these boots?
Yeah.
It's good to hear nothing has changed. I have a problem. I have a question, he wrote. Not really. My girlfriend is great. She is down to earth, funny.
This is a bad start. Why are you building up your girlfriend?
She is down to earth, funny, smart, and pretty.
If you ever meet somebody's significant other and like, if they're like, hey, right before you meet them, I just want to tell you, look, they're great. They're really great.
Tom, here we go. She's down to earth, funny, smart, and pretty, but she has a god-awful pair of glasses. They don't match her face, and far from just looking weird, they make her look less attractive and, dare I say, look like a simpleton.
Jesus Christ. All right. A simpleton.
Glasses are not a deal breaker. Then again, surely it is such a minor and easily corrected thing. I could just ask her to change them. It's not like I'm asking her to undergo facial surgery. Yet, I can't. So far, I have, and then he bullet pointed these out, asked if she was buying a new pair of glasses when she went to get her lens adjusted. She didn't want to. I assume she didn't see the point. Number 2, browsed with her in glasses shops whenever we pass one on a shopping center. I'm a fellow glasses wearer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
And 3, talk to her about glasses more than the average glasses-wearing couple would. Apart from sending an anonymous letter to her office
Oh, no.
or smashing the glasses,
No, that was going to be
what
my
can
first
I
suggestion.
do? Keep up the good work, an anonymous Englishman. Hey, welcome back, Sting, Gordon Ramsay, whoever.
Yeah, first things first, I really wish he had sent us a picture of the glasses.
Yeah.
I mean, frequently with these problems, it's always a question of how big of a problem is this actually?
Yeah. My main question has to do with
And look, if you send us like a picture of like, don't send us a picture
don't send
of
us
certain
pictures,
things.
Tom. Let me stop interrupting me to imploring people to send us pictures of their girlfriends. All right, it's not gonna happen.
It's just, if you send us a picture, like we will keep the picture private. We won't post the picture anywhere online. If it's an illegal picture, we'll call the cops. But, I don't want you to think we're just some safe harbor to send any pictures you want. But if the picture will help us understand a problem, we will keep that picture private because we're a podcast and we don't have a great way to disseminate a picture.
Remember,
we promise not to make that picture our album artwork for the podcast.
Remember when we did a live show in London and you read that guy's email address out, and he got really mad at you, and you said, if we ever release this, which we probably won't, we'll bleep it out. And then we did release it, and you didn't bleep it out?
This is a different thing. A completely different thing, Tim. You're supposed to be on my side. Don't you want to see...
When have I ever been on your side?
Don't you want to see what these glasses actually look like? And if this person is like... Because, look, at the end of the day, one of these people is a maniac. And the only way we can tell for sure who the maniac is by seeing what these glasses look like. If they're normal glasses, then the person who wrote the letter is a maniac. If they're not normal glasses, if they're like insane, gigantic, huge funhouse glasses, then that person's a maniac. But it's hard for us to tell.
Who's that lady? Iris Glasses? What's her name?
Iris Glasses? I don't think so.
Who's that Iris lady with the big glasses?
I have no idea who you're talking about. And I feel like the fact, because he didn't say big glasses, did he?
No, but you were the one who said big funhouse glasses.
Right. Or like little teeny tiny funny glasses.
Iris Apfel, Tom.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
Well, why don't you Google it? You have a dang computer in front of you, and make her the cover art for this episode.
What's her name? Iris what? Gladfell?
Apfel. Apfel. You'll know this lady when you see her.
Oh, okay.
What
I
about?
don't think I know this lady. I think you're thinking of what's her name from Broadway, from Hello Dolly.
Carol Channing?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of Iris Apfel because look at those big funhouse glasses.
Yeah, but
and those look cool. And she's not a maniac.
Yeah, well,
she's cool as hell.
That you can absolutely pull off a pair of signature shades, but it's tough. I feel like I just don't know enough about these glasses to
Tom,
to
in a
tell.
month she'll turn 99 years old. Iris
Wow.
Apfel. Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy early birthday, Iris
Hopefully.
Apfel.
I don't know what this guy's problem with the glasses are. Are they too big? Are they too thick? If they're too thick, then he's a jerk because it's like, well, she needs thick glasses.
I contend
Although,
it doesn't matter.
Why?
Because it's a matter of taste, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to tell him like, "Oh no, either I agree these glasses make
That's
your
true.
girlfriend look less attractive," which I don't think you're in any place to judge any. I don't think anybody's in any place to judge attractiveness.
Sometimes that's a good thing. Maybe it's like, hey, look, your girlfriend's way out of your league. Luckily, she's wearing these Uggo glasses, because if she took off those glasses and let her hair down, then the quarterback of the football team would take her to prom instead of you.
Yeah, the muscle man with the hunk would kick sand and you in your face, you freaking 98-pound weakling.
Yeah. So maybe don't be encouraging your girlfriend to get different glasses or God forbid contact lenses, because then all of a sudden she might be getting a whole lot more attention. You might get kicked to the curb.
Yeah, you might do an accidental "she's all that."
Right.
And suddenly, turns out you let down her hair and get rid of those glasses.
I will say that I do give this guy a little more weight just because he has glasses. So his problem isn't like glasses centric. That it's like, no, I have glasses, and I know, because I've seen, actually there's a guy I'm thinking of that I watch on YouTube where I'm like, this guy needs new glasses. Like, he's just got like bad glasses. He thinks these glasses look cool or whatever. They're like the little, like half kind of glasses.
Here's the thing. All right, I have a couple questions.
Try a different pair. If I wore glasses,
nobody cares what you think about what they look like. I would be
trying different pairs all the time.
No, you wouldn't. Here's the deal. As somebody who likes to remain as low key as possible, right? Mm-hmm. You don't see me wearing dressing in a way that would draw attention to myself, right?
Peacocking.
Yeah, I try to get. And this is difficult, right? Because I don't want my glasses to be a fashion accessory. Right. I want my glasses to be utilitarian and at best kind of invisible, like as normal looking as possible, without being completely unfashionable, but not like, oh, he's trying to make a statement with these. Well, look at Iris Apfel over here.
I think that's what this guy is talking about. That he's like, I want my girlfriend to have a pair of glasses that like fit her face.
Yeah, but first of all, screw this guy. If she's happy with them, it's not for him to judge me and like,
oh, absolutely.
You know what? She would look more attractive if she wore these glasses. She's clearly happy with them. Yeah. The other thing is, what kind of glasses would make one seem like a simpleton? Right? Because the cliche is people wear glasses often when they don't need them to look smart.
Right.
What style of glasses does somebody wear, unless they're the big Coke bottle glasses?
Right.
Would that make distort your actual eyes? But I don't think those actually exist in real life in the 21st century.
No, not anymore. I think lens technology's gotten pretty advanced. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it would have to either be like something super big and thick or something like teeny tiny. Because I don't see many people out wearing glasses.
Ben Franklin had teeny tiny glasses, Tom, and he was an undisputed genius. Yeah, he had that whole thing. He got struck by lightning because he was so dumb that he flew a kite in the lightning storm.
Yeah,
but other than that,
and it killed him, as I understand.
Yeah, that is how he died. I'm writing a hip hop musical about it, Tom.
Yeah, I need to know more about these glasses. And to be clear, I don't want a picture at this point. At this point, it's too late. We're not going to revisit this.
No, we're not. And also, I think you just have to look. You have to bite the bullet, and if you are this type of person who's like, this is a deal breaker, she has to change her glasses. You have to tell her that, and then she will have to decide, do I want to be with a guy that's so shallow that he's demanding that I do something about the glasses that I wear? And then, you guys can both get it all out on the table there. I don't think an anonymous note to her office will work because I'm not.
No, that's certainly going to be a bad idea.
What would that letter look like? Would it just be like, "Dear Madam, your glasses look like big funhouse glasses"?
Well, and especially if he's been presumably if he's gone glasses shopping with her, he has told her when she's put on certain frames, like, "Oh, these look really good on you." And she's been like, "Yeah, nah." So sending an anonymous letter is not going to change her opinion.
And also, I think you've probably been pretty conspicuous based on these bullet pointed list of things that you've done, that you have an unusual fixation with glasses.
Yeah, well, and
I think when she's going down the list of possible culprits who sent her the anonymous letter, hey, maybe it's the guy that has been talking nonstop about my glasses for 6 months.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I feel like, I don't know, in like a healthy relationship, if somebody's partner is like, "Hey, you look really good in this," then the other person's like, "Oh, do I?" Like, "All right, well, I'll try that." Like, you know, so on the other end, if you've offered, I don't want to take this guy's side, but if you've offered like constructive, not even constructive, positive, like, "Oh, you look really good in those," and she's been like, "Eh," and it's like, all right, well, you gotta either drop it or, like you said, be like, "Hey, this is a deal breaker for me," and see what happens, but be fully prepared that she is gonna
she would be totally in the right to be like,
that's what she should do.
This is insane. I'm not saying that she should do it, but I'm just saying, look, if it's this important to you, she needs to know that this is that important to you. Yeah. And the result of her knowing how important that is to you might not be a great outcome for you. But it's fine. Like, I think you should, you know, a relationship is built on openness and trust.
Right. And if all that fails, just smash the glasses.
Yeah, I think we're in agreement. Just smash the glasses.
Yeah. You know, run them over with a car and be like, "Oh, they can't be fixed anymore. You can't just get new lenses. I broke everything."
All right, Tom. We have time for one more.
One more problem, please.
Thank you.
You're
random,
welcome. I thought you were saying thank you to me.
Anonymous Englishman. Now I see why you wanted to remain anonymous.
Yeah.
Man, there would be a letter writing campaign against this guy if he released his name. How dare you? They'd be reporting it on the Beeb. Justin Bieber. This next letter I briefly skimmed as we were talking about the glasses thing, so I hope it's not problematic. Tom?
Great.
This guy's real name, he's letting us use it, and it's a cool one. It's an X name, Tom. It's extreme.
Okay.
You want to take a guess? I'll give you 3 guesses to guess this cool name.
Just tell me what. We don't have that much time.
It starts with an X.
Xavier.
Nope. But good guess.
Xander.
Yeah, it's Xander.
Okay, well, I actually did guess it pretty quick.
What was your third guess going to be? Xylophone?
I don't. Yeah, probably xylophone.
Yeah, I guess there aren't that many X words.
No, there are a lot of there's X words, but there's only so many X names.
There's Xavier.
Yeah.
Xander. Xylophone.
Xylophone's not a name.
X-ray. Those are the 4 X words.
And X-Men.
X-Men is proper. Yeah.
Okay.
But Xander.
Wait, I think we were talking about proper nouns.
Dear Tim and Tom, I've been listening to your show for a little over 9 years.
Nice.
But this is my first time writing in. Thanks a lot, Xander. We've been
Must
freaking flailing out here.
Well, we don't require everybody. Tim, you get mad if you look in our inbox and there are too many emails. You're like, what the Enough. Leave us alone.
That's not true. I responded to each and every email personally with a heartfelt note. I've been dealing with this problem for about a year, and it has gradually gotten worse, and I figured it was time to go to the experts of problem solving. He's talking about us, Tom.
Oh, is it like a rash or something?
No. But I bet you'd be like, send us a picture. Does your girlfriend have it? Send us a picture of her, too. A year ago, I moved into a great apartment.
To be clear, on the last one, I didn't necessarily want a picture of his girlfriend in the glass. It's just the glasses alone.
Well, how would you know? Maybe, what if they look normal? And then you'd be like, well, maybe they don't look normal on her face. Because, like he said...
Because if they look normal, then he should give it a rest. Like, I'm expecting, like, Elton John star-shaped glasses.
So what?
I agree. So what? But then I could at least see where his problem was.
Right. A year ago, I moved into a great apartment, which at the time seemed perfect in every way. It is a house.
Tim, if your wife started wearing Elton John star-shaped glasses, you're telling me you wouldn't be like, "Hey, I don't know about that."
She wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
She wouldn't do that to me.
Sorry, continue with the email.
It is a house that has been turned into 3 apartments, 1 on each floor, and I live on the first floor. The second floor has a family who has lived here for over 10 years, and they are very close with the landlord, so I do not want to cause any problems with them.
Okay.
They seemed very nice at first, but over time I've realized that the mother is absolutely insane. And now I should say, any language is Xander's vocabulary here. I don't think he means actually mentally ill.
Okay.
She is a stay-at-home mom. I should have done more than scan this before reading it. She's a stay-at-home mom, and every time she sees me, she pulls me into a 45-minute conversation about astrology, positive energy, crystals, and how she will sage my apartment for me if I would like. She has asked for my number, but now she has taken to texting me at random times just to ask how my mood is and if I'm feeling the positive vibes she's sending down.
Oh, that's a... Oh, I see.
She has also on multiple occasions asked to borrow my car, which the first time I let her because she made it seem like an emergency, but have since politely declined. She is often outside playing with her son, and if she sees me through a window, she will run up and bang on the window and expect me to come out and talk to her. This morning, she sent me a friend request on Facebook, and I've ignored it for now, but I'm not sure what to do if she brings it up in person. The only solution I've been able to come up with to all this is to hide from her whenever I hear her. Just to top it all off, I constantly have to deal with hearing her scream at her husband whenever he is home. She lets her child run around and stomp on the floor at all hours. She smokes weed all day, so it comes through the vents into my apartment. She leaves several
free weed.
Yeah, free weed, man. Contact high. 420, bro. She leaves several trash bags full of laundry in the front entranceway at all times, and she leaves her child's laundry in the shared washing machine for several days. Several days after it's done.
Ooh, that's
going to get moldy.
Yeah, I stayed. We talked about this a few weeks ago at my girlfriend's mom's place in Pennsylvania, and one of the huge advantages was that she had a washer dryer. So I brought all my dirty laundry that I've been afraid to bring to the laundromat, and I left my laundry in there from like morning-ish until night, I think it was. And when I smelled it, I was like, oh no, I got to wash this again because this is just going to be awful.
It's mildew, baby.
That smell is the worst. I knew somebody a few years ago that smelled like that all the time. And it got to, I could have sent in a Tim and Tom solve your problem because
you
it got
solved your own problem.
Yeah, because it got
If you could have done that, you wouldn't be doing this.
It got to the point where I was like, not only is this awful for me, I feel like I should pull this guy aside because he obviously isn't aware. Like, it's the same thing as somebody walking around with their fly down all the time of just like, hey man, you smell like shit. Not shit, but mildew all the time. You gotta, as soon as you wash your clothes, you gotta put them in the dryer. That's the way it works.
Or hang them on the
yeah,
line.
or hang them on the line. Dry them in some way. You can't just leave them wet in the washing machine.
I don't want to move out because the apartment itself I absolutely love. And I don't want this woman to hate me because she will probably tell the landlord that I'm terrible and that I should be kicked out. How do I get her to leave me alone? And how do I get her to stop being such a shitty neighbor? Even better, how do I get them to move out? Feel free to use my name. It's really cool. Xander.
If these people have been there for 10 years, you're not going to get them to move out.
Yeah.
And nor should you try to. You're new there. Like,
and she has a child, for Christ's sakes.
Well, and also, like, it doesn't sound like they're shitty. It sounds like they're, like, overly friendly.
Well, no, she screams at her husband and then wants to come sage the apartment and is sending positive vibes down to Xander.
Do you think this is like an adultery situation? Do you think this
Mrs. Rock? In my mind, Xander is like 19 years old.
Yeah, right, and just like,
and this woman is like mid-30s, right?
Right, and Xander's just like a strapping young lad.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with you that she's probably too much into crystals and astrology and positive energy. But also, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool to have goofballs in your periphery. Like, as long as she's not your best friend, as long as you have an active social life and, like, you're only seeing her once in a while or, like, for a minute at a time as you're coming and going, that's pretty cool. Like, fill your life with colorful side characters.
Well, you could probably have her smoke you out a bunch. Just start being like, "Hey, man, I couldn't help but whiff what you were blowing. If you catch my drift."
Yeah, come and sage the apartment, and with some of that special sage you got.
Yeah, with some of that real dank sage.
I haven't heard somebody say "smoke you out" since college. That's cool. I'm gonna start picking up weed lingo.
You know what? I hate
like 20-year-old weed lingo
because that's certainly not what anyone says nowadays.
No, me and the rest of the Zennials are always saying that.
But yeah, I don't. Because it's like two different things there. It's this person's being annoying and wanting a long conversation and wanting to talk about crystals and sage. That's separate from the like screaming at her husband and like the kids stomping on the floor.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just shitty neighbor stuff. And this is why I think Xander is young and maybe like this is maybe the one of the first apartments he's been in, because like, guess what? That's every apartment. The upstairs neighbors, they're always going to be stomping around, seemingly.
Yeah. I will say, I have an honest, what I can see is the only way forward. The only way to rectify this. I think if you went and got super high with her, you could air these grievances, and she'd be cool with it. And she would be cool with it. She would like be receptive and receive them, like, you know, pass the crystal around, whatever.
Crystal meth?
Yeah.
Pass the crystal.
No.
I'd like to,
she has a bunch of crystals, he said.
Right, yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know. It's definitely not a sure thing. It's 50-50. It could go completely wrong of her just being like, what? You're harshing my mellow. You're harshing my vibe, dude. What do you mean I shouldn't let my kid run free and I shouldn't scream at my husband?
Yeah.
But maybe it would work.
Yeah. And then just another note. I know she sent him a friend request on Facebook.
And I also think it wouldn't be crazy to ask, like, hey, can you give me some weed if she's asking to borrow your car?
Oh, yeah, that is insane.
The car borrowing thing is crazy. I think that, I mean, honestly, this is kind of being a little bit of a grown up that I think if you stepped up and said like, hey, yeah, I don't feel comfortable with that. You know, it's a very expensive thing. And I don't, I don't let my friends borrow my car, so I wouldn't feel comfortable with anybody but me borrowing my car. Maybe that would start to set up some boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be afraid. And there's another reason why I think Xander might be younger and navigating some things for the first time. It's just like, you can just tell people like, nah, I'm not going to let you borrow my car. And like, not feel weird about it. I understand that is awkward, but you've recognized that this woman is crossing boundaries. Just feel like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. I wish you had a car. I wish you weren't in this spot, but like, I am not the solution to your problem in this case.
Yeah, I mean,
now about that weed.
Now on the other hand, I mean, I do feel like we're in a little bit of a different place just because in New York, like I know the name of one of my neighbors and that's about as close as.
And you've lived there for 8 years.
Exactly. And like, if somebody came and knocked on my door to ask to borrow my car, I would turn off the lights and pretend I wasn't home, let alone even, and probably call 311.
Tom, I don't know that you could exist in any other city.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if
it wasn't acceptable to just turn off the lights and pretend you're not home when anybody needed anything from you, I don't know if you'd sign up for that.
No, that happened the other day. Like I saw the super of my building. I came in from walking my dog and he was, when I came out the elevator, he was talking to like 2 doors down neighbor and like, I don't know, he's taking like a questionnaire or something. And I don't know, I went inside 90 seconds later, there was a ring at my doorbell and I just didn't answer it. Like I wasn't at home, even though he very clearly saw me walk into my home.
Seconds earlier, watched you walk through that door.
Because
there's no other exit.
It's like, whatever that questionnaire is, I don't know, your business. I opt out.
About the Facebook thing. My general advice, just like this goes along with the next door thing. Don't, if at all, if ever social media causes you any strife or awkwardness or anything that you would have to write in to complete strangers about to be like, I'm in this situation, how do I get out of it? And it's because of social media. Just get the fuck off social media. Just don't, you know what the solution to that is? Don't be on Facebook. And if she confronts you about that, just be like, oh, I don't use Facebook. Yeah, I didn't see your friend request because like I'm not really active on there. Never reply to somebody on Nextdoor if you're afraid of getting into a fight about fireworks. Just disengage.
Oh, 100%. Like, I mean, I talked earlier about how I got into a Facebook argument with somebody, and it was one of the things that annoyed me the most was outside of the podcast and my books. Like, I have not used Facebook in I don't know how many, like I go on there, but I have not commented, liked anything in years. I don't go on there that often. And like, honestly,
just to look up your ex-girlfriends,
just to keep tabs on them, just to see what they're up to.
Yeah.
And make sure they're still thinking about me. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've unfriended any exes, but like they're all muted on my feed or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not on there that much. And like, I don't know why, but the other day, something came up where it was like, oh, like you have all these friend requests you haven't responded to. And there were like a bunch of people that like I do know in real life that I was just like, like, no, I'm just not giving Facebook any more information about me.
Yeah.
Like for the longest time, it was only somewhat recently because I needed to invite her to a group. I was not friends with my girlfriend on Facebook because it was like, Facebook doesn't need to know we're dating each other.
Exactly.
Like,
But you're willing for Facebook to know that like you want her to be a part of your swingers group?
Well, it was the only way I could add her to the swingers group. You can only invite friends, so
right. It's a virtual key party is what it's billed as, right?
That's what they promise it to be. We'll see.
All right, if you like the show, you can find out more at tcgte.com.
Hey, speaking of Facebook, follow us on Facebook. Facebook.com/complete guide. You can follow us on Instagram. I think it's at TCGTE. You can follow me on Facebook. No, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You follow me at your pal Tim.
Hey, support the show by supporting our sponsors. Also check out patreon.com/complete guide for our secondary podcast, Books the Podcast, a full-length podcast about books. Because look, we're a bunch of big old nerds. This week, we watched
movies.
We will watch movies. We finished up I Am Legend, and we watched two different versions, two different movie adaptations. And hear which one comes out on top on patreon.com/complete guide. A fun community there on Patreon. Like, I feel like our other like on social media, I mean, we got to get better at responding to things. But on social media, like tweets and Facebook posts and even Reddit, like, I don't know, it's kind of tricky. It's a lot. But on Patreon, really good comments.
Really good comments, substantive comments, and also some really good jokes. People are very,
yes.
I enjoy the joke comments.
Yeah. Hey, look, our best fans are on Patreon, so why aren't you?
Nice.
That's all the things to plug.
Yeah. Reddit, Discord, all that stuff.
Yes.
That stuff exists too.
Look into it. Google it.
Look into it. I like that we call out Facebook every week, but like the thing I check the Reddit a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Reddit.com/r/t. No, complete guide?
TCGTE.
No, I think it's complete guide.
No, I think it's TCGTE.
Yeah, you're right. I check it several times a week, as I said. Tom, this was fun, and I think we did some good.
I think we've straightened a lot of people's lives out. I mean,
we answered a lot of questions.
we surely answered a lot of questions. I don't know if I don't know if we gave actionable advice.
Yeah. I think it's I don't know. I think we've transitioned over the years from being jokey and a couple of jokesters and a couple of people that just like to make jokes, and now we're wise men. Elder statesmen.
Yeah. I'm the one bringing myrrh. You're the one bringing frankincense.
Who's bringing the gold? Ooh,
our
the
listeners.
patrons.
Exactly. All right. We'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.